Welcome, Patriots, to WNHS-TV. I'm Courtney Jersel.
And I'm Logan Pring. On this episode, we've got reporting on politics, sports, and pop culture.
But our lead story today, Donald Trump has been elected for his second term in office. WNHS reporter Gabe Sagrafis has more on the recent developments since Trump has begun his second term just over 1 week ago.
Last Monday, President Donald Trump was sworn into office after his victory in November. On day one, Trump signed a slew of executive orders. For immigration policy, he signed an order not to recognize the citizenship of U.S.-born children of unauthorized migrants, declaring a national emergency at the southern border, and restating the remaining Mexico policy, and allowing the federal government to declare Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations. For public health, he is moving to pull out of the World Health Organization and rescind a Biden-era order to lower the cost of prescription drugs. On racial and LGBTQ issues, he is banning DEI programs in federal agencies and established that it is official U.S. policy that there are only two sexes, male and female. He is also pardoning January 6 insurrectionists, among those being members of extremist groups like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, and pulling out of the Paris Climate Accord again. While the executive orders have been instated, it is important to keep in mind that most, if not all, will be challenged in court. The ending of birthright citizenship has been challenged by 22 states and growing, as it is a core tenet of the Constitution. Similar lawsuits are expected to be put against the anti-trans and DEI executive orders. With the second Trump term just starting, we'll have to see what other executive orders and decisions he will make. This is Gabe Zagrafis with WNHS News.
And speaking of presidents, the 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, passed away on December 29th of 2024. While he may not have earned a second term as President of the United States, he lived a life of public service. Notably, he will be remembered for his tireless efforts in the community with the Carter Foundation and his work with the Habitat for Humanity. Carter was 100 years old. We're still going. On January 1st, a white pickup truck driving down Bourbon Street in New Orleans drove into a crowd of people. Here's Bryce Page with more.
On January 1st, 2025, two acts of terrorism, leaving 15 dead and dozens injured, shocked all of America. But is the issue deeper than originally thought?
I guess what's surprising about both is they were veterans, former military members.
Sadly, there's a high rate of suicide amongst soldiers and policemen, and that's what the Cybertruck explosion is looking like. Thoughts and prayers to that guy's family.
This video shows New Orleans police officers rushing towards the Bourbon Street attacker. Brave actions like this, where they put their life on the line, can cause long-term hardships for these officers. The following video shows the Cybertruck blowing up outside of the Trump Hotel, a suspected suicide attempt from a former military.
I guess there are some ideas out there that possibly they're connected. That's what I was reading anyway, so it's a little bit scary, those two events happening. And then there's been some other reports of findings with other small groups, so it's a little bit scary.
When it comes to terrorism, one thing that we need to remember is it's important that we can't let the terrorists win. We need to continue to go about our lives. We need to make sure that we're striving in the American ideals, and we can't, kind of let these attacks pressure us to act in ways in which the individuals might want us to act.
This is Bryce Page reporting with WNHS-TV.
Police have yet to make a determination on a possible motive, and the investigation is still ongoing.
The assassination of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare in New York City, caused an uproar online, with internet users calling into question the healthcare system in America. The alleged assassin, Baltimore native Luigi Mangione, faces a slew of murder and gun charges. Mark Taylor has more.
Luigi Mangione is a man who was identified as a suspect in the killing of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, which occurred on December 2024, just recently. Northern high school students tend to think that Luigi is not a folk hero that the media makes him out to be.
Luigi Mangione was a terrorist.
I feel like he was a terrorist.
I don't feel like he's a hero nor a terrorist.
Because the way he rebelled against the healthcare CEO was very brutal and exaggerated.
His murder doesn't, what he did didn't warrant murder. There were many steps that you could have taken before killing a guy, especially in the street, in cold blood.
I feel like he's somewhere in the middle, because, granted, he was doing it for a good cause, because healthcare is way too expensive, but also going to the lengths to kill somebody, I feel like it's a stretch.
A few students were biased because they think Luigi's actions, while justified, were a wrong step in the right direction to bettering America. This is Mark Taylor reporting for WNHS-TV.
and that trial is expected to begin in the next couple weeks, sometime in mid-February. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
And before we head to break, be sure to check out the weekly WNHS podcast, the Patriot Time Podcast, on Spotify to hear about things going on all around the school and in the real world. New episodes have just started airing again for Season 2, and we have lots of ideas to bring you more of the content you want to hear. A new episode will be releasing today, and the next episode featuring more sports news with WNHS sports reporter Hudson Globitz should be out early next week. Have a topic you want to see covered? Talk to a member of WNHS or leave a comment on this video. And coming up next, a look at the weather and sports. We'll be right back after these messages.
Some may see history as boring, repetitive, and a waste of time. Clearly, they haven't taken AP Euro.
So it is kind of like, anyone interested in Europe, interested in studying abroad, or even just want to know about American history. It's like American History Unit 0, why we are the way we are. And arguably most importantly, it's just kind of like a fun way to spend your senior year.
Did you hear about the LA fires?
No, I have no idea about the LA fires.
Dude, you don't know what's happening around the world? You should really join Current Events Club. They meet in Mr. Williams' rooms on Thursdays.
Current Events Club is pretty fun. I think we just talk about what everyone wants to talk about. It's all by popular vote of what we want, current events we want to talk about each day. So if you have an event you want to talk about, you can come and we'll talk about it with you.
Welcome back. On January 7th, wildfires erupted across California. The two wildfires have been marked the most deadly in California history. Here's Hudson Globitz with more.
A tragedy has occurred in the United States in the last month. Los Angeles and the surrounding areas in Southern California have been experiencing fires in neighborhoods and streets. These fires are affecting many homes, families, and structures.
I think that as human lives are inherently valuable, they will be the biggest loss of these fires, as things are replaceable, homes are rebuildable, and trees are regrowable, but people are not. So I think that any human lives lost will be the most valuable thing lost in these fires.
Probably LeBron's house or JJ Redick's is honestly the biggest loss in my opinion. Many affected by these fires believe the government is not doing enough. The mayor of Los Angeles recently reduced the funding for the fire department. This has caused significant backlash of the city of LA. If you were the president, governor of California, or mayor of one of these cities affected, what would you do?
As a president or governor, I would deploy the National Guard, I would deploy military resources, divert surrounding water resources, and send funding and disaster relief from federal and state governments.
Well, there's a very big ocean right next to Los Angeles, so I feel like if they would use the water from the ocean, they would definitely help put out the fires easier, so yeah. Many have been affected by these fires, and they are worrying millions. Many celebrities' million-dollar mansions in Hollywood have turned into crispier versions of their former selves. It's not just million-dollar mansions that are being destructed. Many rural areas surrounding big cities in SoCal have been affected. Just ordinary neighborhoods have experienced deadly fires that go house to house. Hudson Globitz, WNHS-TV.
Relief efforts are underway to aid those impacted by the fires. And turning now for a look at a little weather close to home. Here's WNHS weather reporter Isaac Summers. Isaac?
Good morning, thank you. Closer to 40 degrees out right now, highs climbing into the upper 40s, almost 50 this afternoon. It is clear out now, but clouds will be rolling in this afternoon. Overcast conditions continue into tomorrow, with rain starting overnight, rain all day Friday with highs in the mid-50s, cooler over the weekend with highs in the low 50s to mid-40s. A look at next week, we should be seeing temperatures climbing even higher with a couple chances to break into the 60s. More on that next week. For now, let's look at your weather. Now back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Isaac. And now joining us live in the studio is our WNHS sports reporter Chase Page for an update on Northern's athletics and national headlines. Chase?
Winter sports are halfway over. The boys basketball team is an impressive 8-4 in all competitions. They play Thomas Stone tomorrow. Girls basketball also plays Thomas Stone tomorrow as they try to keep their win streak alive. Hockey plays Charles County tomorrow, beating them last week 6-1. Boys swimming has a great record of 6-2, and girls have an even better record of 7-1. Wrestling sits comfortably as they are third in SMAC and hold an 8-3 3 record. Track tries to keep up their winning ways with upcoming meets in the following weeks. In national headlines, after a long postseason road, the Super Bowl teams have been set with the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs on February 9th. The Washington Capitals continue their dominant year with the game against the Ottawa Senators tonight at 7. With Ovechkin just 20 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal-scoring record of 894 goals. The Caps are first in their league with a record of 34, 11, and 5. The Wizards, on the other hand, are at the bottom of their league with a record of 6 and 39. Courtney, Logan, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Chase, for those updates, and good luck to our Northern teams with the rest of their season. As Chase mentioned, the Super Bowl is coming next weekend. This NFL season was one to remember with many surprises and crazy moments. Isaac Summers has more.
The NFL is closing their door on the 2024 to 2025 season, and this season, just as expected, was another exciting yet controversial journey. With all 32 teams entering the season with different expectations, fans are left with an array of emotions entering the offseason.
Next season positive, we just got to re-sign some people, like, keep Bobby Wagner, just all the key pieces, and hopefully get some more weapons for Jaden, get some better O-line, and hopefully improve the corners. But, we're already having such a great season, so if we just keep improving, sky's the limit.
When speaking on the offseason for a league like the NFL, which is held in highest regards of football fans across the nation, you can't go without mentioning the NFL draft. In the draft, many lives change as the best college football players from schools throughout America are selected by NFL teams to play for them. On the contrary to the players, teams, scouts, and staff are helping select athletes, and diehard fans have hopes of their own.
For the draft, I'm hoping either first or second round pick Jackson Dart. We got to get some cornerbacks because that's a big issue for our team, and we got to get another good wide receiver for our offense to thrive.
Similar to other sports, a good football supporter isn't only a fan of their own team, but also a follower of the sport as a whole. As a community, football fans and media create their own expectations of how teams will perform before the season has even begun. Most of the time, media and supporters are close to being spot on, but unbeknownst to them, some of the teams would impress, some teams would disappoint, and some teams would even do both.
Cincinnati really disappointed me because they had a great offense, but their defense couldn't hold up. I thought they were going to win 12 games, and they won 9. So,
probably the Vikings, both because they had such a great season with Sam Darnold. Probably he had the best season of his career, definitely. Just very much outperformed his expectations. But they also, lost to the Rams in the first round when they were supposed to be the better team. So.
After the final whistle of the Super Bowl blows, and many, many weeks of the NFL season are over, everyone within the football community must enter the offseason. Players and staff yearn for it, fans and enjoyers of the sport dread it, but either way, the offseason happens and always will. But luckily for fans, there are enough events like the draft to keep them entertained until early fall hits and it's finally time for football to return. This is Isaac Summers with WNHS-TV.
Thank you, Isaac, for that reporting. We'll look forward to seeing who wins the Super Bowl, and we'll be sure to bring you all the local Northern fan reactions. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Do you guys enjoy writing about any topic you want? Well, if you do, I have the perfect class for you. Newspaper is a class where you get to write stories, interview anyone if you want, and then publish the stories in the Patriot Press, which goes out to the school newspaper. Newspaper is a fun student-led class, and you get to enjoy writing with your friends. You get to pick to write about any trending topics to any school events or sports happening within the school. With the help of Mr. Finnemore, newspaper is a great class, and I would definitely recommend joining. It's a really fun time.
Discover their power, uncover their triumphs. In Women's History Elective, we explore the remarkable contributions of women throughout history. Examine the struggles, celebrate the victories. Find your own voice inspired by the women who dared to speak up. Celebrate those heroes who were forgotten. Enroll in Women's History Elective. Know your history, shape your future.
Welcome back, Patriots. The NHS Theater program is once again hard at work on another show for the spring. However, they are also working on the annual theater showcase, which takes place tonight. The showcase features 2 shows, Almost Maine and Check Please. For nearly 2 months, the cast of both shows have been hard at work every day in their respective theater classes, gearing up for their opening night. These shows have great sets and dedicated casts. The showcase is tonight at 7 in the Mary Harrison Center, but the tickets are unfortunately sold out.
Every New Year's, millions of people establish new goals to change their life for the better. Whether they follow through with these resolutions is another story. WNHS reporter Connor Renzi sought out to find what Northern students were planning for the year.
Every year people make New Year's resolutions, whether it's to eat healthier or just be in a better mood for the upcoming year. These goals are hard to achieve and most of the time never make it till the next year, but there are always some up to the challenge.
I do believe in making New Year's resolutions. It's like, because it just helps you like improve yourself as like time goes on, you know?
Yeah, I believe in making New Year's resolutions because it like gives you a goal to do something and like, you know, achieve.
Yeah, I have. So my New Year's resolution was to work out 3 to 5 times a week.
Probably to snowboard more because like, I don't know, I didn't go that much last year.
I just did some small stuff like stop playing the game so much, you know what I'm saying?
This is Connor reporting with WNHS-TV.
Hey Logan, what's your New Year's resolution?
Going to the gym and getting stronger. What's yours?
I don't have one. I don't think New Year's resolutions ever work.
That's a big doom! With TikTok being one of, if not the biggest social media platform in the world.
This is all I got.
We've seen many creators take off and build their careers through the platform. One of these creators being the Costco guys.
We bring the boom!
Andrew AJ Bufumo Jr. and Eric Justice Bufumo, known on TikTok as Big AJ and Big Justice, blew up on TikTok after their video went viral over the summer when they were talking about being fans of Costco.
Guys, of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we had to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
After the video went viral, they continued to do video after video about them reviewing Costco items and what they buy when they go grocery shopping. As people grew to love them, they started to meet many celebrities and did many different collabs with many different creators. For a bit, they started to die off and people thought it was the end of them, until they started to make music. Around a month ago, they came out with their song, We Bring the Boom, and it blew up.
That's what we do. We bring the boom.
People loved it and made many videos to the song. As time has gone on, they've been to many different events, made new songs and videos, and have collabed with many different creators and celebrities. I'm Logan Pring, reporting for WNHS-TV.
With 2015 now being officially a decade ago, let's look back at some of the highlights. Here's Shannon Mickley with more.
2015 was the year that pop culture exploded. From top-charting hits to viral sensations, it was filled with memorable moments. We're taking a look down memory lane into the 2015.
10 years ago, the iPhone 6s Plus was released for a whopping $749. Queen Elizabeth became Britain's longest reigning monarch, and the top-watched TV programs were NCIS, Sunday Night Football, and The Big Bang Theory.
That's crazy. 10 years ago, and all this has changed. That's nuts.
Drake released his Hotline Bling music video, sparking the creation of this meme. This dress was involved in a huge debate over its color. Many people still argue about it now.
That has always been black and blue, never gold and white.
2015 was filled with memorable sports moments too. The New England Patriots won their 4th Super Bowl. Golden State Warriors were NBA champions. The Chicago Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup. And the Kansas City Royals won their 2nd World Series. The films this year were Inside Out, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Fast and Furious 7, Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and Jurassic World. Minimum wage in Maryland is now $15, but how much was it in 2015?
Minimum wage? $20.
In 2015, Maryland's minimum wage was $8 an hour. People all over the world were doing things like the mannequin challenge and the whip and nay-nay.
2015, all I remember, it was people whipping, nay-nay, Harlem shaking, bottle flipping, fidget spinners.
2015 may have been a hectic year, but the memories will live on. This is Shannon Mickley reporting from WNHS.
And we will be excited to check back in with WNHS in 2035 to see just how things have changed then. And speaking of checking in with WNHS, every year WNHS staff members battle it out in the kitchen to see who can make the best cookies. This year was a rematch between Gabe and Wyatt and Michaela and Courtney. After a crushing defeat last year for Michaela and Courtney, who will come out on top this year? You'll have to check out the new video when it is posted on our YouTube channel or head to www.nhspatriotpress.com.
That's all the time we have for our show today. 3rd quarter just started, so keep up the good work. As it gets colder outside, make sure to stay home if you're not feeling well.
Make sure to follow our Instagram and Twitter at NHS Patriot Press to stay updated on all things broadcasting and newspaper. Have a great day, work hard, be kind, get involved, and as always, proud to be a Patriot.